Ever had one of those days where your hotel key card just stops working? Annoying, right? Now imagine that happening to thousands of people at once. And not just their key cards, but the slot machines, the ATMs, the restaurant payment systems, even the front desk computers. This isn't a scene from a heist movie. This was the reality for MGM Resorts in Las Vegas just a little while ago. And it was a digital nightmare. So picture this, you're in Vegas, baby. Ready to hit the slots, see a show, live it up. You walk into the Bellagio or the MGM Grand and chaos. Slot machines are dark, digital billboards are frozen. There are handwritten signs taped to doors. People are queuing for hours just to check in, and the staff are using pen and paper because their entire system is down. What in the world happened? Well, MGM got hit by a massive cyber attack. We're talking about a complete system shutdown. The initial reports were wild. Some people thought it was just a glitch, but it soon became clear this was something much bigger, much more deliberate. A hacking group, later identified as a collective known as Scattered Spider, had breached MGM's digital fortress. And how did they do it? You might be picturing some super complex code-breaking genius a la Mr. Robot. The reality is almost comically simple and a lot more terrifying. They didn't smash through a digital wall. They just walked right through the front door. Reports suggest they used a technique called vishing, or voice phishing. They found an MGM employee on LinkedIn, called the IT help desk pretending to be that employee, and convinced them to reset their password. Just like that, with a simple, persuasive phone call, they had the keys to the kingdom. 10 minutes. That's all it took to kickstart a crisis that would cost the company over $100 million. Once inside, they unleashed ransomware. This is digital extortion, pure and simple. The hackers lock up a company's data and systems, and then demand a huge payment to release it. MGM, in a high-stakes gamble, refused to pay the ransom. Their official line was that they were protecting their data and their customers' information. It was a bold move. On one hand, you have to admire them for not giving in to digital terrorists. On the other, it meant they had to manually rebuild their entire system from the ground up, while the hackers were still inside, causing havoc. For nearly 2 weeks, the largest casino operator on the Las Vegas Strip was brought to its knees. Hotel reservations were a mess. Digital key cards were useless, and the famous Bellagio fountains were reportedly out of sync. The hackers even taunted the company on social media, boasting about their control. It was a public and humiliating shutdown. The financial damage was immense. We were talking an estimated $100 million in losses from lost business and recovery costs. But the reputational damage? That's harder to calculate. So the big question is, will MGM bounce back from this? Can they regain the trust of their customers and investors? Well, the immediate answer is yes, they are bouncing back. After that brutal 2-week period, systems slowly started coming back online. The slots started spinning again, key cards started working, and the digital pulse of their resorts began to beat once more. They've invested heavily in beefing up their cybersecurity, hiring experts, and trying to plug every conceivable hole the hackers exposed. They had to, but this whole ordeal serves as a massive, flashing neon sign for every major corporation out there. It's a terrifying lesson. It showed that your biggest vulnerability isn't always some obscure bug in your code. It can be a human being. It proved that a simple, deceptive phone call can be more effective than 1,000 lines of malicious software. MGM's gamble of not paying the ransom will be debated for years. Did they make the right call, setting a precedent that you can't extort them? Or did they prolong the pain and cost themselves more in the long run? Rival casino operator Caesars Entertainment was hit by the same group around the same time. They did pay the ransom, reportedly around $15 million, and avoided a public shutdown like MGM's. 2 different strategies, 2 very different outcomes. Ultimately, MGM will survive. It's too big to fail, but they're returning to the game with some serious scars. They've learned, the hard way, that in the 21st century, the biggest heists don't happen at the cashier's cage. They happen with a phone call and a password reset. And for the rest of us, it's a chilling reminder that in our hyper-connected world, the house doesn't always win.